salam, peace, hotep. Yo, wallahi, you ain't gonna believe this shit right here, son. We got a bunch of white people in chairs and suits and shit, uh, inside the whoop, talking about aliens rising up from the water, tic tac shapes, cigar shapes. You know what I'm saying? The same shape as Oumuamua that was coming towards the Earth. That weird ass um asteroid and all that. Chief Wiggins. We got worldwide Wiggins uncle up here. You heard? We got the Simpsons black cousin up here. Chief Wiggins is putting his name, his credibility, everything on the line in this House of White Representatives. Let's see what they talking about.
Member Crockett, and members of the task force and the committee. Thank you for the opportunity to testify today. My name is Alexandro Wiggins. I'm an active duty U.S. Navy Operations Specialist, Senior Chief Petty Officer, father of three, and dedicated American testifying today in my personal capacity. The views I share are my own, and I do not represent the official positions of the Department of the Navy or any subordinate organization. On the evening of February 15th, 2023, at approximately 19:15 PST, in the Whiskey 291 warning area off the coast of Southern California, I was serving on board USS Jackson. During that period, I moved between the Interior Communications Center, ICC-1, and the bridge wing, correlating the sensor picture with visual observations, part of my routine responsibilities for surface and air picture management. What I observed and what our crew recorded was not consistent with conventional aircraft or drones as they appear on our system. A self-luminous tic-tac shaped object emerged from the ocean before linking up with three other similar objects. The four then disappeared simultaneously with a high synchronized near instantaneous acceleration. I observed no sonic boom and no conventional propulsion signatures, no exhaust plume, no control surface articulation on the Sapphire image system. Shortly after the synchronized departure, radar tracks dropped. These observations were multi-sensor and recorded inside of ICC-1 with time location overlay visible in our source frames that have been made public by journalists. From my experience operating in this region over many years and consistent with our public characterized encounters, unidentified objects reoccur in United States operation areas off Southern California. That fact.
That's crazy, man. We got a brief word from man. That's wild. We got a brief word from Jaheim on here, man.
Donkey of the day, huh? I'm gonna see you next week, donkey of the day. I'm gonna fatten all that shit around your eye right here. I'm gonna wire your shit up. I'm gonna fuck you up. You're gonna get your ass whooped real bad, and nobody gonna be able to help you. I don't give a fuck who help you. Nobody's gonna be able to stop the wrath of God's hands, boy. I'm gonna put these mittens on you. I promise you that. You're gonna get these gloves. I'm gonna smack fire in your ass.
Okay, I'm just messing with this. I'm just messing with this little whoopty wop I'm using. All right, back to our program at hand.
Alone does not tell us what they are, but it does argue the systematic stigma-free reporting and for the preservation of sensor data so analysts can evaluate safe and intelligence implications
Why he looks so mad? He telling them about the aliens.
with rigor.
And is he Somalian or Dominican? Fuck is up with Chief Wiggins?
I want to underscore 3 points for the task force and the committee. Aviation and maritime safety. When crews and watchstanders observe objects that maneuver or accelerate in ways that does not match known profiles and do so near our ships and aircraft, that is first and foremost a safety issue. Standardized checklist and training should ensure We capture the best possible sensor data in real time, including IR settings, slant range estimates, and bearing and range altitude snapshots, and immediate chain of custody for any recordings. Reporting without stigma, protection without retribution. Sailors need to know that reporting UAP encounters will not harm their careers. Congress can help by reinforcing witness protection and by directing the relevant office to maintain
Crazy. They're telling they get witness protection for people that seen the aliens.
confidential, destigmatized channels for service members who step forward with data.
Mm.
Declassification and transparency where possible. The task force declassification mission is directly relevant here. Where operational security permits releasing metadata preserved sensor excerpts, or at least technical summaries, would improve public trust and accelerate outside scientific scrutiny. That includes, when feasible, the time geo-reference IR frames and radar parameters needed for independent analysis. To be clear, I am not here to make claims beyond my lane. I am here to provide a firsthand account of what I saw, what our systems recorded, and why it matters for safety, for intelligence, and public confidence. My request to you is practical. Help us capture, protect, fairly.
You know, when I hear people say they don't want this fear mongering happening, like what they're talking about the autism, or they talk about civil distress when they talk about aliens, I really think they're just making up these excuses for their own greedy selves to make the preparations for them to jump ship or jump nation or jump planet to leave us all to crash and burn. Because really, what would we do even if we didn't know it was aliens? Okay, we still have human beings committing genocides here. I mean, okay, even if we do find out that the government have been giving autism to babies, all right, people been walking up shooting people left and right lately. I mean, so the civil unrest thing, we've been in civil unrest ever since those pilgrims landed on Plymouth Rock.
Evaluate the evidence and provide a safe pathway for those in uniform to report it. In closing, I want to thank the committee and the task force for holding this hearing and for placing this discussion in a forum where evidence can be examined carefully and openly. I appreciate your attention and stand ready to answer your questions. Thank you.
Ready to start eating healthier? Meet Kachava. Kachava is the world.
Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony that you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and the nothing but the truth? So
Oh, it's all of them.
help you God.
And this was September 9th. And then this Charlie Kirk dude gets smacked on the 10th. I didn't hear about this.
Let the record show that the witnesses answered an affirmative. Thank you. You may take your seat.
Her name would be Mrs. Luna. She's loving this.
We appreciate you being here today,
Angela Valdez, AUSA.
and I look forward to hearing your testimony.
Head ass.
Let me remind the witnesses that we have read your written statements and it will appear in full in the hearing record. Please limit your oral statements to 5 minutes, but I understand you have a lot to get through, so if it goes a little over, don't worry about it. As a reminder, please press the button on the microphone in front of you so that it is on and the members can hear you. When you begin to speak, the light in front of you will turn green. After 4 minutes, the light will turn yellow, and when the red light comes on, your 5 minutes have expired, and we will ask you to please wrap it up. I now recognize Mr. Nusatelli for his opening statement.
Good morning. Thank you, Chairwoman Luna, Ranking Member Crockett, and members of the task force for giving us the opportunity to testify today. My name is Jeffrey Nusatelli. I'm a former military police officer with 16 years of active duty service in the U.S. Air Force. I'm here today because the American people have both the right and the responsibility to know the truth about unidentified aerial phenomenon. That truth remains hidden, classified, and silenced by fear, retaliation, stigma, and confusion. Today, we are here to help break that silence. Between 2003 and 2005, 5 UAP incidents occurred at Vandenberg Air Force Base, home to the National Missile Defense Project, a top national security priority.
2003 to 2005.
At the time, we were conducting launches deemed by the National Reconnaissance Office as the most important in 25 years. These were historic launches. These facilities were vital, and they were repeatedly visited by UAP. Each incident was witnessed by multiple personnel, documented, investigated, and reported up the chain of command. We sent information up, but we got no guidance down on how to handle these events. I personally witnessed one of these events and investigated others as they occurred. 6 other service members have provided me with the information that I will share with you today. The incursions began on October 14th, 2003, when Boeing contractors reported a massive glowing red
Had it been Boeing.
square silently hovering over 2 missile defense sites. After several minutes, it drifted further east onto the base and vanished over the hills. This event, now known as the Vandenberg Red Square, was referenced by Representative Luna at the first hearing on this topic. Official Air Force records of this event are in possession by Aero and the FBI. Later that night, while I was on duty, security guards at a critical launch site reported a bright, fast-moving object over the ocean. I responded to the incident. Chaos ensued over the radio as the object approached rapidly. I heard my friends screaming, "It's coming right at us, it's coming right for us, and now it's right here." Moments later, I heard them say that it had shot off and was gone. When I arrived on scene, I talked to 5 shaken witnesses who described a massive triangular craft larger than a football field that hovered silently for about 45 seconds over their entry control point before shooting away at impossible speed. About a week later, another patrol reported a light over the ocean behaving erratically. Believing it might be an unannounced aircraft, they declared an emergency, and an armed response force responded. Before the forces could arrive, the object descended and either landed or hovered on our flight line and then took off again at impossible speed. The witnesses to this event were threatened and intimidated afterward. They were told to keep quiet and think about what they were reporting. After that, things did get quiet until about 2005, when another patrol reported a massive triangular craft larger than a C-130 silently floating over the installation. He watched it for a few minutes. It traveled west and disappeared into the night. And then I had my own encounter, again in 2005. I was off duty, sitting in my backyard with 2 other police officers when we noticed what first appeared to be a satellite in orbit, but it wasn't acting like a satellite. The light was strange, it was pulsing, and then it started to maneuver. It dropped in elevation. At times it would vanish from view and reappear in a different location in the sky, and eventually it reappeared 200 feet over my house. It was a 30-foot diameter sphere of light. My friends and I watched it for a moment, and then it gently accelerated and traveled up and disappeared into the stars. These events profoundly changed my life and the lives of my friends.
I don't like the way he said that. Wasn't convincing.
We stand at a pivotal moment in history. The question is no longer whether these events are real, but whether we have the courage to face them. True leadership requires vision, a willingness to confront the unknown with transparency and resolve. So I ask the Congress to help we the people enact.
Help us forget about the Epstein files. Now it's aliens, nigga. Y'all had aliens and Charlie Kirk get clapped.
This vision. There are 3 goals. Fund independent research and treat UAP study with the same seriousness as we would any other scientific field. 2, end secrecy and overclassification. Transparency is the foundation of truth. Without it, witnesses like us are dismissed. 3, protect the witnesses. Many stayed silent out of fear for their careers, reputations, and the safety of their families. Protect them, and you will embolden others to join this cause. These phenomenon challenge our
This is basically a battered alien abductee committee or something. They like, if you saw something, say something. Alien probing is a violent crime, also, no matter which planet you're.
our deepest assumptions about reality, consciousness, and our place in the universe. Exploring them can unlock transformative breakthroughs in technology, biology, and human understanding. Let this be the moment when America chooses courage over fear, transparency over secrecy, and progress over stagnation. Let's show the world that our nation leads not only through strength, but through fearless pursuit of the truth.
It has never led that, sir. And I'm surprised you're still alive. Thank you. Let me know what y'all think about that in the comments. Wallahi, that was fun, won't it?